Good afternoon, people. It's Matt Rogers. Time now is 2:13 p.m. 17th of the 5th 2017. And again, just want to say a big respect to Dill Martin with his fantastic work with all them videos that he's done on his channel. And there's lots of subscribers. Many subscribers are missing him right now with all his excellent work and his achievement of getting the truth out there. So I've tried to email you a couple of times, but I'll keep continuously doing that to try and get some acknowledgement from yourself, and I hope that everything in all your family and everything is fine. So big respect to you, Dill, and I hope you come back soon. So take care. Here is the this is the advisory weather cam. Okay, now you're looking at the Kotlik cam southeast, and there's an object there, isn't there, on the right hand side there. Now I've said this before about the moon, it's just ever so too bright, isn't it? Very, very bright. Let's zoom in on this. Just zoomed in, but the thing is though, the colour of the moon that you can see there, it's just too bright, far too bright, with that sun that's burning ever so much now, much different than it has before. I believe that the moon is getting to a point, the temperatures are too high on it now. We're seeing the strangest, I mean, it's burning through chemtrails, it's burning through, I mean, those chem planes at night time, it keeps spraying in front of it. Something is going on out there. We know this now. So it's just best to keep an eye on the moon now as well. Every time I see it, I will check it out and zoom in and see what's going on. Here's a few images of the rise of this object that's coming up on the horizon as well. I mean, watch this. You'll see this go through like as it comes up. Like, just down here, look. It's a very strange colour to be the moon, isn't it? Here it is here. It's just glowing, isn't it? Like a reddy yellow object. This is where the sun's going down, but this is where the moon's coming rising up, and just again, it's just glowing, isn't it? It's getting to a point that it just looks like it's burning. As I've said before, something is going on. Here's another cam, okay, on the FAA advisory weather product cams. This one here is again in North Alaska, northeast, and it's called the Metallitia cam. And I'm going to show you this now. It's very important because we see a celestial reflection here. This is no lens flare. We're seeing two objects. Okay, now just very interesting. Now watch this. Can you see this? Something is being covered up there. Can you see those chemtrails? See that red reflection in the sky? I mean, it's all over now, isn't it? We're seeing this now, aren't we? Up there in the heavens. This object. This is not our sun. It's another celestial body that's reflecting through those chems that's out there in our inner solar system now. The sun will be rising as well, the chems and everything. And just so evident, isn't it? You can see this, can't you? Very, very strange. See, these heavenly bodies that are out there in our inner solar system now, they've not passed through other planets and caused a lot of problems. And news media and NASA, they won't say anything about it. They know they're tracking it, and they're using their telescopes and their infrared technology all the time. They're watching this. The Vatican, they're using it as well. They're watching it through that Lucifer telescope all the time, tracking it. And they've been instructed to use those chemtrails to stop the public from seeing it. I've said this many times now, all the way through the channels. It's got to be said that the public now need to wake up to this, because we're seeing the evidence up there now, aren't we? The sun hasn't even risen on this northeast cam in Alaska, but you can see that reflection beaming through those chemtrails. Now, if those trails weren't there, you would see a light object up there in the skies. But again, people still will believe the news media all the time. And also, I do hope that Dill Martin comes back with his excellent work, because he provided some brilliant footage. And many other channels as well. You've got Becky Lewis. She's doing some amazing work. And respect to you, Becky, because from the start on the channel, she sent me a message to say good luck and you've got to be strong for this. And Sharice Nelson as well, very kind, respectable lady in Texas, respect to you too, because we needed to carry on with this. We've got to carry on to show the proof that what's going on. We can see those reflections now, and this is so important. And sooner in the future we will see those heavenly bodies. We will see them. We've got other stars, other suns out there. So again, I urge the public to wake up to this, because all the subscribers that are viewing all the channels, they just know that there's something wrong. They've seen things out there. And other people turn around and say, no, there's nothing there. I mean, got to stop mocking people, because at the end of the day, they have seen these objects, they've seen things, and it's so important just to carry on, because eventually we will come to a point that we're going to see Nibiru in our skies. We will see the brown dwarf star in our skies, and then people will turn around and say, well, there you go, the truth was said. So I'm going to go to another cam, but this image here is very important for humanity to see this. Very, very important. It's another Alaska cam, northeast, called the Wrangell cam, and you can see this on the Alaska cams as well. And very important as well, because people say as well still that chemtrails are not real and they're just contrails. Well, I just want to take note of this on this screen here. You'll see the chemtrails starting across the screen, poisoning the earth, the land and everything, as the earth is now heating up. All this before was just ice and snow, but now they're starting to melt away. Here's the sunrise coming up now, and everything looks okay on this picture, but then you start to see this, don't you? Chemtrails starting to mist through the skies as the sun is rising. I mean, look at this. Pollution. I mean, they say that under the sea, that rubbish is being polluted under the sea, and on the beaches around parts of the world are just all polluted, but look what they're doing to the skies. And I believe this is another media hoax. I think the government do tell the councils and everything to do that just to make us people, human beings, look bad. I mean, just can't trust the media anymore and the government, can you? I mean, here it is again. Just chemtrails that are coming towards our sun and that simulator that's rising up in the skies. I mean, you'll see this now, this haze around the sun. This is lens flare. But you can see this, can't you? This blanket of chems. And for people to say that there's nothing, they're not, chemtrails are just fake and it's not real, well, I'm telling you now, I see these every single day. I see the military jets flying at thousands of feet high with this situation. Can you see this? Just this light source here. This is a reflection, but just behind the mountain here you can see a light source that's here. I mean, the sun just looks completely different now. It looks like a haze, doesn't it, all the time now. I mean, it's in a real big situation, isn't it, with this these coronal holes and these flares that are heading towards us all the time. I mean, as I said before, though, it's so important, isn't it, that you can see how dark it is. Okay, look at the land. Look how dark it is. You've got the sun coming up, okay, which has got this simulator in front of it. Now, as I said before, it's all back to front, isn't it? Sun coming up. It's supposed to be bright on the land. When we're in May 2017, and it looks like a November, doesn't it? I mean, look at the dark shadows around the sky and very dim, but you've got this white hot looking object. Very, very strange. This is another cam. This is another Wrangell cam, but this is pointing east. Okay, now, not seeing much on this cam, are we? But we can see this red haze on the right hand side of the sun. This reflection as well, this plasma. We didn't see much of the plasma before. We just saw a sun coming up. Now, again, if I just flip through the cam, you can see these chemtrails, okay? It's 100% evident that they're spraying in front of our sun all the time. I mean, you can see this, can't you? All the trash. But people, again, will say they're just clouds. I mean, come on. These are not clouds. These are chemtrails to hide these objects and also to cool our planet down. Trying to cool the planet down. I mean, look at it. It's a disaster, isn't it? I mean, I'm noticing something here as well. Can you see this? This here. This is another Alaska cam. Dated today, 17th of May. And this is called the Kassenkam East. Now I want to show you that they're using technology up there, okay, to hide these heavenly objects on sunrise. I mean, it's so important. You can see a gap here. I mean, look at this. I mean, look what they do. This is a blue sky. It's a gap. It's covering up an object. They're hiding things. All of it. It's now truly obvious that they're using HAARP. They're using CERN. They're using also cloaking technology. They're throwing everything, all they've got now, with the military that's covering our sun. I mean, look at this. It's like the sun is in half. I mean, this is part of it, the plasma. I mean, look at this. It's white, blue skies. I mean, what's going on? Something is going on. It's disappeared. This part here, there's been some sort of technology that's covering it up, and NASA are using technology like mirrors and like a magnifying glass where you put your hand in front of it and it disappears. I mean, they're cloaking something huge, aren't they? These images, I mean, let's see those chemtrails. I mean, look at this here, this line here as well. Just keep being persistent and looking at all the different evidence for you guys, you know? Many things going on up there in the skies now. I'm going to try a different cam. This is another live cam in Alaska as well, northeast, called the Misty for Joy cam, and it's only got 2 or 3 images on it if you go and check it out, where they've stopped the other images. Now, I don't believe this is our sun here. Okay, we're getting a beam of light, and also you can see this trail and the haze and the darkness as well. So we would have seen this, wouldn't we? But they've stopped the cam. They've only 3 shots of image cam. So I'll keep an eye on this cam as well, because maybe we're going to be getting to see something in the skies that time of the day, and if they do produce all the images, we can catch something. Here's some spectacular images that Mr. Prep sent in. Very good, kind friend from Australia. And respect to you, Prep, but look at this. I mean, this is amazing what you can see here on the screen. This object that's been ringed round, and also the sun that's burning twice as much with those chemtrails, and there's a heavenly body that's up there. This is not lens flare, this is another object that's in the clouds. Just amazing images. I'm going to move on to the next image. It's been enhanced in different colours. Watch this. Here's the other image as well. You can see where it's been boxed off. And it's clearly something else, isn't it? Because it's behind those chemtrails. Just very strange, very dark as well, where you can see the glare of everything that was going on. You can just clearly know now, can't you, that something is very strange about what's going on in our skies. And through the years of studying the skies, all of us, when we're watching them stars and the daylight skies, the clouds and everything, just seems to be so much different now. Also, you can see on the screen, this is what Prep is saying. To me, this looks like 2 objects and not 1. Well, he's absolutely right, isn't he? And he's been studying the skies for a very long time. He's one of the masters at catching things in the skies, in the heavens. And well done, Prep, for showing us these images. Fantastic. Absolutely mind-blowing. We are now seeing these huge objects through those chems, aren't we? All the time now. Here's the same image that's been filtered through a green filter. And again, you can just see the differences of our skies and this object that he's pointing out. Can you see this? Something up there that's round. This is what it is. Here again, we're seeing it on a blue screen. Okay? Something round that's up there in the heavens. Absolutely amazing images. I mean, you've got to take your hat off to Prep Aussie, because he's always on it now, and he's always studying the skies, and some fantastic images coming through. I mean, you can see again, can't you, what he's trying to show you here. There's like a crater or something. I mean, you can see these other objects up there as well. Just absolutely outstanding, because you've got to remember now, right, that the sun is burning behind those chems, and there won't be no glare up there. I mean, it's all covering everything, isn't it? Absolutely, everything's being covered up there now. He's showing the figure situation as well. He's seeing 5 objects. Okay, now if you can zoom in, you will see these. Just absolutely mind-blowing. We've got 5 objects that are incoming now. Really, really, we have to prepare for this, as Prep Aussie says, and said all along. We need to prep. Look it up on Google, you will see this. You will see this, the word prep, for people that are wide open to anything that can happen, because we're on this celestial body, the Earth. Anything out there could cause a big, huge problem. We've got these incoming, these heavenly bodies incoming now. They really are, and it's messing up our weather patterns. Everything is changing. This is the image as well that's not got the numbers around it, but you can see this, can't you? Very strange. It's up there now, isn't it? It's being pinpointed from all over the world. And there's some brilliant people in Australia as well that sent me a lot of emails in the past, and just fantastic. These are other fantastic images that are coming from a guy called Eric. Now, the guy lives in the UK, and I mean, look at the chemtrails. They're just blatantly obvious, isn't it, now that they're spraying that white hot sun now. The sun is being agitated now by the brown dwarf star Nemesis. We can't see it with our eyes, our naked eyes right now, but we can see it through special telescopes and using technology like what Prep Aussie did. But you could see that the chems are so obvious that again the shills will still turn around and say it's just contrails. I mean, look at it. I mean, we could see this being lens flare above that sun object, but again, look at the glare of the whiteness and the chems. Again, it's just, again, you can see how dark the sky is on this image, and the white of the sun is not, I mean, that yellow sun's disappeared now, isn't it? It's gone. We are now seeing this huge white object up there in the skies that is penetrating our Earth all the time, causing problems to the core of our Earth, and we're seeing reports of earthquakes all the time. You've got to think out the box with this and start realizing that we're having a big problem now with our Earth. You can see those chems, can't you, on this image as well. Absolutely fantastic. So Eric, you're a good guy for sending these in, and thank you. I mean, look at the chems and the halo. I mean, look at it. They're just blatantly, I mean, the thing is, it's getting to a point now that it's far too white now. It's far too hot, and it's just going to keep burning all the time. The chemtrails won't be able to cool our system down in the future as much as what it's trying to do now. So I'm going to I mean, look at this. You can see blatantly that they're spraying that white hot sun, and they're covering other objects up there, which we are now starting to see. I mean, look at the land, that lemony colour, that dark dim. I mean, it's the other way around. As I said, the sun's magnetic field is twisted. I've said this before, and it truly is now. I mean, it's too dark for a bright sun like that. It's the wrong way around. I mean, we've got that object in front of it that's dimming our land. Here's the last image that was sent in by Eric as well. I've got bags of other images that I will produce on a video shortly from other subscribers. But again, you can just see that blanket of grey haze up in the skies, and those chems. They're plastering our sun all the time. And it's again to hide these celestial objects that are incoming. They are incoming. You can just see the strangeness of the clouds. I mean, it's all changed now. I mean, look at the trees on this image as well. They're just being burnt away. They're not healthy at all, are they? So I will do another video shortly, and please prepare for this event. It's so important, because right up there in the skies they are doing this. They are spraying, the military is spraying it, and NASA government are keeping it away from us, this huge event. This information needs to come out. So take care. Respect to you from Matt Rogers. Many subscribers are missing him right now with all his excellent work and his achievement of getting the truth out there. So I've tried to email you a couple of times, but I'll keep continuously doing that to try and get some acknowledgement from yourself, and I hope that everything in your family and everything is fine. So big respect to you, Dill, and I hope you come back soon. So take care. Here is the this is the advisory weather cam. Okay, now you're looking at the Kotlik Cam southeast. And there's an object there, isn't there? On the right hand side there. Now, I've said this before about the moon, it's just ever so too bright, isn't it? Very, very bright. Let's zoom in on this. Just zoomed in, but the thing is though, the colour of the moon that you can see there, it's just too bright, far too bright with that sun that's burning ever so much now, much different than it has before. I believe that the moon is getting to a point the temperatures are too high on it now. We're seeing the strangest, I mean, it's burning through chemtrails, it's burning through, I mean, those chem planes at night time that keep spraying in front of it. Something is going on out there, we know this now. So it's just best to keep an eye on the moon now as well. Every time I see it, I will check it out and zoom in and see what's going on. Here's a few images of the rise of this object that's coming up on the horizon as well. I mean, watch this. You'll see this go through like as it comes up. Look. Just down here, look. It's a very strange colour to be the moon, isn't it? Here it is here. It's just glowing, isn't it? Like a reddy yellow object. This is where the sun's going down, but this is where the moon's coming rising up, and just again, it's just glowing, isn't it? It's getting to a point that it just looks like it's burning. As I've said before, something is going on. Here's another cam, okay, on the FAA advisory weather product cams. This one here is again in North Alaska, northeast, and it's called the Good afternoon, people. It's Matt Rogers. Time now is 2:13 p.m. 17th of the 5th, 2017. And again, just want to say a big respect to Dill Martin with his fantastic work with all them videos that he's done on his channel. And there's lots of subscribers